Welcome to my predictions for the 2024 Golden Globes. The Golden Globes are on the 8th of January, so there's no better time to share my thoughts for who I think will win on the night. My predictions are pretty consistent with my Oscar predictions, but I've thrown in a few wildcards because what is the Golden Globes without some random questionable choices? I've also only picked for film categories and not TV, but if there's anything I can say for the TV categories is that Succession should win everything it's nominated for. So let's jump right into my picks. For Best Motion Picture Drama, we have Anatomy of a Fall, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and The Zone of Interest. I've gone with Oppenheimer as it seems like the one that makes the most sense at this stage, and I think its recognition will carry all the way to the Oscars. If there's any movie that can take this away from Oppenheimer, it's Killers of the Flower Moon, but Oppenheimer feels quite assured at this stage. Also pretty assured is Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. We have Air, American Fiction, Barbie, The Holdovers, May December, and Poor Things, and the obvious choice is Barbie. For Best Motion Picture Animated, we have The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Suzume, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Wish. And I've chosen The Boy and the Heron. I'm not actually confident in this pick, but I would love to see this film get some love. Cinematic and Box Office Achievement is a new award for the Golden Globes, for movies that are, quote, the year's most acclaimed, highest earning, and or most viewed films that have garnered extensive global audience support and attained cinematic excellence. I'm not a fan of this award at all. It feels like when the Oscars tried to create the most popular category. You don't need an award for earning the most money. That success is reflected in the money that you make. These are industry awards that ideally reflect the quality and merit of a film, not if you made the most or were the most popular. If your film isn't of a certain caliber, then it shouldn't be nominated point blank. Regardless, the nominees are Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, John Wick Chapter 4, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, and the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Barbie will win because it was the highest grossing film of the year, and no other film galvanized audiences the way Barbie did. It's also a plus that it was actually a decent film, but that comes secondary in a category like this. Best Motion Picture Non-English Language is Anatomy of a Fall, Fallen Leaves, Io Capitano, Past Lives, Society of the Snow, and The Zone of Interest. Normally, I would pick Anatomy of a Fall, and I still pick that for the Oscars, but with the inclusion of Past Lives in this category, I'm going to go for that. Past Lives did well when it was released, then it felt like it dropped off, and now I think it's having a second wind and will do well at the Golden Globes. Best Performance by a Female Actor in a Motion Picture Drama has Annette Bening, Kaylee Spaney, Carey Mulligan, Greta Lee, Lily Gladstone, and Sandra Huller. Tossing up between Carey and Lily, I've chosen Lily Gladstone as she's been doing well with Critics' Awards so far. In Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, we have Andrew Scott, Barry Keoghan, Bradley Cooper, Cillian Murphy, Coleman Domingo, and Leonardo DiCaprio. We all know Bradley wants it, but I think Cillian will take this one and all upcoming awards. Best Performance by a Female Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy has Alma Poisty, Emma Stone, Fantasia Barrino, who I mistakenly had in supporting categories in my previous video, Jennifer Lawrence, Margot Robbie, and Natalie Portman. I'm going to play it safe and pick Emma Stone. For Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, we have Jeffrey Wright, Joaquin Phoenix, Matt Damon, Nicolas Cage, Paul Giamatti, and Timothée Chalamet. In this category, I don't feel like playing it safe and picking Paul Giamatti, so I'm going to pick Jeffrey Wright and see what happens. For Best Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role in any Motion Picture, we have Danielle Brooks, Divine Joy Randolph, Emily Blunt, Jodie Foster, Julianne Moore, and Rosamund Pike. Divine Joy Randolph is locked in, Absolutely no surprises there with the way that she's been sweeping all the critics' awards. I think the fact that she's locked in and the holdovers didn't get a screenplay or director's nomination is what makes me pick Jeffrey Wright over Paul Giamatti, but I'm confident that there's no other pick for this category. Best performance by a male actor in a supporting role in any motion picture is a bit more trickier. We have Charles Melton, Mark Ruffalo, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Gosling, and Willem Dafoe. And prior to the season beginning, we thought the race would be between Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Gosling. But now things are a lot more open, with Charles Melton taking a lot of the attention and critic awards. I'm not confident in this pick, but I'm going to go with Ryan Gosling. I think we forget how much people loved and enjoyed his performance, and how he was seen as the standout of Barbie. In Best Director, we have Bradley Cooper, Celine Song, Christopher Nolan, Greta Gerwig, Martin Scorsese, and Yorgos Lanthimos. With this category, I'm playing it safe and choosing Christopher Nolan, but I would love to be surprised with an upset from any of the nominees, particularly Martin Scorsese. I wonder if they'll do what they did last year when they gave this award to Steven Spielberg and give it to Scorsese as more of a legacy thing, but I think I'll stick with Christopher Nolan. Best Screenplay is Past Lives, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie, Anatomy of a Fall, and Poor Things. I've chosen Past Lives considering all the nominations it's received, and that I think the screenplay is the strongest part of the film. Best Original Score is Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, Poor Things, The Boy and the Heron, Oppenheimer, The Zone of Interest, and Killers of the Flower Moon. Predictably, I'm going with Oppenheimer for this one. And for Best Original Song, we have Addicted to Romance, Dance the Night, I'm Just Ken, Peaches, Road to Freedom, and What Was I Made For? And I'm picking What Was I Made For to win here. So there are my predictions for the 2024 Golden Globes. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts and predictions, and thank you for watching.